Hi, scholars. Welcome back. Well, sort of welcome back. Welcome to this quarantined edition of AP Lang. I wanted to create a video just to get us acquainted with how things are going to work from here until whenever this whole thing is over. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about what's left of the course, what you can expect from here on out, the expectations for you moving forward as we transition into this e-learning style of learning, and also some ways that you can work to help maximize your learning in this difficult time. So let's talk about what's left of the course, and I'll start with what's left concerning me. The quarter does still end this week. I do have to have grades in by next Tuesday. That means I will be putting in a final vocab grade, more on that here in a moment. I will be getting grades in for those lit study journal checks. And finally, the big one, the major grades will go in for the Q3 essay when I finish scoring those particular skills. Additionally, what's left in the course for you, what you can expect for this marking period? Well, we do still have that vocab quiz this week that we're going to complete. You're just going to complete it at home instead of in class. The Lit Study Journal checks that I assigned before break, you'll need to complete those as scheduled. The Q1 synthesis essay that we started before break, you will finish that up this week. And then finally, those AP Lang progress checks, which I had all with a deadline of Friday, those are still going to be due Friday as well. A little bit about what's left of the course. You know, the AP Lang exam as of right now is still happening. They're probably not going to cancel it. They may postpone it by a few weeks, but we can't count on that. We have to assume that the AP Lang exam will happen on schedule and prepare for it in that way. In the time between now and then, we have to do what we were going to do anyway. We have to reinforce your essay writing techniques. We have to continue refining the skills that go into those techniques. And we got to keep practicing more multiple choice questions and actual exam taking. Sometime between now and the exam, we'll also get in a full mock exam, and that is looking more and more like something you're going to have to do on your own. And so you'll be expected to time yourself and really prep yourself for that. So honestly, the expectations for preparing for the exam have not changed all that much. It's just where you're doing it is shifted from the classroom to your home. Okay, let's talk about e-learning and how we're going to do this thing. First of all, you guys are all familiar with Canvas. You've been working in Canvas all year. All of our e-learning is going to take place through Canvas. The district, however, has laid out a very specific way that I have to put lessons and assessments together. So you're going to get daily lessons for this class, and you're expected to spend time on those every single day. You're expected to watch and read all of the materials that I post because that's taking the place of me actually giving you instruction. You're expected to complete all assignments and complete them all every week by Friday at midnight. So while you are getting assignments every single day, the deadline, the final deadline for all of those assignments will be every week at Friday at midnight. As far as assessment goes, you're still assessed based on skills. My assessment process has not changed. You will still have multiple opportunities to demonstrate your proficiency on those skills. However, there will be no late work accepted. One of the things about turning this stuff in on Friday is that turning things in and completing the daily assignments that are assigned to you is actually now tied into your attendance. And so there is no more late work. If you don't turn it in by Friday, you potentially don't get credit for attendance for that week. So make sure that you'll have plenty of time at home to do your schoolwork. Make sure that you complete those assignments the day they're assigned, and then make sure they're all submitted by Friday at midnight. Lastly, I just want to emphasize a few points. Since I am not there to answer questions immediately, it's important that you really develop habits of reading directions and reading instructions thoroughly. Also, I am available to answer your questions via email. Make sure you email me with questions. It's not a good idea to just sort of guess at something because inevitably you'll get it wrong. So make sure you email me with your questions. Another big thing is since I'm not there to monitor, make sure that on all graded assessments that you do not collaborate with one another unless specifically instructed. If it's collaborative work, group work, something like that, that's fine. But if it is not explicitly stated as collaborative or group work, you are not allowed to collaborate on any graded assignments. That is cheating. Also, do not wait until Thursday night to do your whole week's worth of lessons. That's going to be just a nightmare for you, and it's going to result in lowered scores and also less learning. Remember, I'm not there in class to kind of force you to learn while we're on our quarantined hiatus here. And so the impetus is going to be on you to really take this seriously and make sure that you plan your time wisely. Finally, let's talk about ways that you can maximize your learning in this period. I don't know how many of you have ever taken a remote course like this before, an online course. Maybe some of you have experience with that. A lot of you probably do not. But when you are taking a course like this and the time is sort of fluid, there's really some important things that you need to get in the habit of doing. So you are on your own. Make sure that you understand that and come to grips with that. I am just an email away, but when you're working on a daily basis, you are on your own. The first thing you need to do is create an ideal learning space in your home, a place where you do your assignments every single day, and that is your school, so to speak. That is your school spot. Make sure that you set a schedule and stick to that schedule. Creating just a time and a space for this will help you start to build those good habits. And as I've said to numerous students throughout my career, good habits are just as hard to break as bad habits. So if this year you've been one of those students, and I do have those students that has had trouble doing their homework as assigned or doing really any work outside of school hours, that's going to have to change. You're going to have to figure out a way that you can do that on your own, because now again, you are on your own to do this stuff. I want to remind you as well that you are still prepping for a big exam, and that exam is still happening, and we have to take it as though it's going to happen on May 13th as scheduled. We can't just hope that it's going to be pushed back. We need to treat it as though we are prepping still for that exam on May 13th. There is no way to cram for an AP exam. I know that there's all kinds of test materials, all kinds of YouTube videos and web resources out there that are specifically designed to help you cram for your AP tests. It's just not possible. I guarantee you that those are not marginally improving anyone's scores. Real learning has to take place over time, and so make sure that you're giving this course the time it needs over these last few weeks. Just remember, lastly, you get out of this course what you put into it. And so the more seriously you take this, the better you manage your time and create those good habits, the better off you're going to be when that big exam rolls around May 13th or whenever it does finally get here. Lastly, if you're at all curious about where some of the images for this slideshow have come from, of course, I had to go with something appropriate, and I thought immediately of the classic 1995 Dustin Hoffman vessel, Outbreak. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It may be especially an appropriate film to watch at this time. It's got everything, really. It's got Dustin Hoffman and Cuba Gooding Jr. It's got who else is in it? Kevin Spacey before he was canceled. Let's see. It's got helicopter chases and chasing down monkeys to get samples of a virus. It's just an all-around great film. I encourage you to check it out. All right, scholars, that's all I have for you guys. Good luck. I'm not sure when I'm going to see you in person once again, but we'll get through this thing. I want you guys to keep in mind our class rules that some of you may have forgotten. It's been a while. Work hard and be nice. And I think that's really important for this time that we're going through together. Work hard because, as I said before, you're on your own and you've got to work that much harder because I'm not here to force you to. And then be nice. We're really being put to the test right now, not just just as a nation, but as a species, as a global society, where we have to put aside our needs and our wants, our selfish needs, to really save things here, to prevent this from becoming a true disaster. And so I like to think of that. I'm also going to add another rule: work hard, be nice, and stay home. There's no need for you to go out during this. It can only hurt you or cause you to inadvertently hurt others. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you're keeping up to date with credible sources. Keep checking the CDC for updates on what you should be doing. And that's all I have for you guys. So work hard, be nice, stay home. And if you need me, shoot me an email. Thank you, scholars. I'll see you when I see you.